Sup, tea weirdos? It's Denny.
This is James from TeaDB.org.
Ooh.
Yeah, we are bringing you some Japanese green tea. All of you that were fans of Japanese green tea have undoubtedly stopped watching the show by now, but we've got something for you guys. It's been a very long time since we brought on a Japanese green tea. This is from JapaneseGreenTeaIN.com, and it has been a while.
Yeah, let's drink this.
Yeah.
And so, this is a limited premium Japanese green tea. It smells exceptionally fresh.
Yeah, it smells very grassy. I believe it is a sencha. So your standard
Indeed, it looks like it.
Japanese green tea.
It does look like it.
And I have not had one of these in a very long time. Well, yeah. What about yourself?
I've had Japanese green tea in the last couple months, but yeah, I just don't drink it normally. So you're gonna notice here that James is literally using a meat thermometer to get the right temperature for the water. And with these sorts of teas that are so sensitive, it's like kind of the best thing to do. You don't want to ruin a good steak that you've spent a lot of money on. You know, if you're getting a 27-pound, steak that's had therapy, and been rubbed every night before it's put to bed on plush pillows, you do want to treat it well.
It's all about those plush pillows.
And so likewise with your plush pillow tea, you don't want to overbrew it. And with these green teas especially, you don't only have a few shots at the bowl.
Yep.
Ooh.
And so we will not be giving this tea a rinse, as I believe is customary for Japanese green teas. We will, however, be knocking our teaware around. So this is one of those situations where you hope everything works out, because it's not something I normally do. So trying to get this to about 165, 170. We're brewing 4 grams of leaf right here.
Okay.
And I think we're about there, so
we
will give this a try.
Sweet. And this is what you should be doing with any of your teas if you're just getting started and you want to learn that sort of consistency. Say you don't have a variable control kettle, or
some of you have a variable temperature kettle that is broken, and I don't believe it works anymore. The water that came out was very hot, I will say that.
And so, regardless, you kind of want to use some sort of procedure and make it a little bit more procedural when you're getting started, and then you can figure out, okay, I have an intuitive sense that this is how I'm going to brew my green teas that are from Japan. So, we have that intuitive sense pretty hammered into us after 222 episodes.
But maybe not for Japanese green teas.
Yeah, exactly. So,
or Darjeeling.
You know what you... yeah, exactly. Very true as well. But yeah, so then how long are we going to be brewing this for?
Yeah, it's about 30
Probably
seconds,
about
right? Yeah. The color looks like about what I'd expect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, these Japanese green teas have like a nice green yellow. But the yellow is much more
green yellow.
Well, it's true. Yeah. It's much more pronounced than you'd expect, the yellow color in it.
And one thing you're also going to note is that the amount of liquid that you put in, you get a little bit less out. And that's partially because we don't rinse the tea. The leaves are getting hydrated.
Yeah.
Let's take a smell of this.
Let's do it.
That is extremely grassy. Yeah. Some freshly mown grass right there. If someone's got like a leaf blower and accidentally just blows it all over your face, getting a bit of that going on.
It smells like, but it's not like dead summer grass. It's like spring crisp grass.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yes, it's a nice smell. That's a compliment, not a insult.
Let's a drinky drink.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Salud. Sweet, crisp, little floral.
Yeah, and the character is so different from Chinese green teas. I feel like it's like much more of that. Its sweetness is different.
Yeah. The Chinese green teas can be a little bit earthier, a little bit more closer to the soil. which is just another way of saying earthy. Calm myself out. But yeah, this has like a really wonderful sweet floral crispness to it. It's got like a little bit of some sort of juicy texture to it. It doesn't have that sort of drying experience at all. It's kind of more mouth watering than mouth drying.
Pretty sweet overall.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it tastes like it smells?
I don't think it tastes nearly as grassy as it smells.
Okay.
But I think it tastes. But there's a sweet aroma in the tea, and there's definitely a sweetness that comes through in the cup. Absolutely. I'm not sure how much they match on. I get a little bit more fruit in the cup than I do in the smell.
Interesting. Okay.
Like really, really strong, slightly underripe peaches. Is like the thing I'm tasting the most.
Would you say that the tea tastes pretty fresh?
Tastes great.
Okay.
Tastes fresh. Tastes crisp. It's I think this is a perfect summertime tea, midday tea. It's not too hot today, so we could have, maybe we'll take something on next week. It's a little more robust, but this is a great tea to have during the midday. You're not launching into the intensity that is Rapware yet. You still want something a little bit more crisp and vibrant that has a lot of those high notes and that, This is a great tea.
What about
really nice aftertaste too? Really tasting the fruit.
What about all those moms out there that are huge fans of the show?
Well,
is this
first off, shout out to all the moms. # mom crew.
TeaDB mom.
I don't know. People. It's embarrassing. Anyway, I sometimes remind myself like I'm Googleable. Like I'm very Googleable now, and. Look at how green that is! Wow,
I know
much more green.
The color is very different. It's not that yellow green from before. It's this is a green.
Yeah, it's like ooze, like the slime from Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it's like pureed grass.
Indeed, I think this totally passes the mom test though, 100%.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sweet. It's easy to drink. It's crisp. This isn't going to session forever, so you can pay attention to it.
Yep.
It's got cool aromas on it. It's got like a really interesting in the cup look. Yeah.
What about like savory tones? Do you get very much off of that off of this tea? Or is it mainly more in the
I don't know. I wasn't thinking of that, but it's kind of one of those things where you prime some idea and then suddenly everything is savory.
Because sometimes with these green teas, I can get sort of like, I don't know, seaweedy type.
Totally true.
Tone.
Yeah.
Sort of like in that umami vein.
Absolutely, that kind of green seaweedy vibe. I don't get that quite as much with this tea though.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little bit more fruity than I would sort of those sort of salty, savory, oceanic flavors.
Interesting. Well, let's drink this.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be pretty different, just judging off the color.
Interested. Cheers. So it feels like it's a little bit warmer water.
I agree.
And I think it has more of those savorier notes. It's more like salty, minerally.
A little bit less sweet, I think, as a result.
Exactly. I'm not tasting as much of the fruit. I'm getting more into that sort of grassier kind of vibes. Just interesting, because I'm not, not that I have a huge breadth of experience with these teas, but I don't expect these teas to have as much change cup to cup. I mean, this looks like a different tea completely.
Yeah.
Cup to cup.
And I mean, these teas are just so susceptible to brewing. You noted there, Denny's absolutely right. I did use slightly hotter water, but you can notice that I steeped it for almost no time.
Right.
In this time around, and
right.
And we get so it's very different. I'd say it's got a little bit fuller taste, a little bit stronger, for sure. It's kind of a nice mix between the sweet and the bitter right now, whereas the last cup was a little sweeter, I would say.
It's interesting because these green teas, because it's so fine, the tea is so fine itself, and we're using a kind of a mesh strainer, the last sip has a little bit more green tea sediment in it. It does taste a little stronger. It's kind of like a little final blast of tea flavor.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me a bit of matcha, just drinking sort of like powdery.
I agree that this is a little bit more...
Getting some of it stuck in my throat.
Man down. This is a little more bitter, but it's not... So, sometimes when we say bitter, like, this is in comparison to the zero bitterness that we just had from the previous steeping. We bring on teas that we don't call bitter that are so much more bitter than this. So just any raw puer episode's gonna like surpass this pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit more bitter. Yeah.
And we steep this for just a little bit longer than the last steep. The water is a little bit cooler, more similar to the initial steeping.
Really strong saturation on the color. It just looks really green, and it's still kind of a lime green.
Yeah, lime green's a good way to put it, I'd say. I feel like the shade is a little bit different from the last steep,
not as
but
dark.
Definitely closer.
Yeah.
Still getting similar tones. I'm getting more of those sort of seaweedy tones off of like these later steeps the further we get along on this tea.
Yeah. Do you think that this has changed in the eyes of moms out there everywhere?
A bit. I would say the first steep was the most mom-friendly of the steeps. It's also the most James-friendly of the steeps. I would say I like the first steep a little bit more than the second.
Yeah. But it's so funny how we've made up this weird heuristic on the show. Just completely
it's
unplanned.
Like on the mom test, 0 to 100.
I know, but I'm going to use this.
91,
I'll be like in a business meeting when I'm 60. Be like, well, does it pass the mom test? And they're like, what are you talking
yeah. They're like, what time of day would you drink this?
All right, let's give it another shot.
Yep. And I think this will probably be the last steep for the show. You could probably squeeze one more out of this guy.
Cheers, homies. Lighter. It's more seaweedy. It's a little bit more savory. It's got more of that sort of mineral-y, almost like peppery. Not in a very strong way, but just a little bit of that sort of earthy spiciness. Much more so. Those crisp notes, I'm still tasting a little bit of that like spicy. And those crisp notes are. I think those were kind of a one and done. I think those were kind of like a short beginning of this tea.
I think so
really
too.
Pleasant.
I've enjoyed the second and third steep too.
Yeah. Yeah.
For you, just talking seasonally speaking, like we are in the height of summertime right now. It is July 13th when we are filming this episode. Do you think this tea is appropriate for all times of year? Do you think summertime might be the most appropriate? Wintertime?
So, for me, I love these kind of teas that are more crisp in hotter months. You're serving them cooler.
Could cold brew it.
You could cold brew it or raw puer. Just right now, it's a lot. And but that being said, it's just about your preference more than anything else. So it's really, you answer that question for yourself. If you are only drinking Japanese green tea, then then you have your own subcategories of your favorite teas that are best with different whatever. But I really enjoy these crisper, really fresh flavors in the summertime. In the wintertime, I want something that's a little bit more. It's got more staying power, more oomph.
So
session it for
maybe
longer.
like ripe puer or older raw puer, stuff like that.
Yeah,
roasted oolongs,
and things like that.
So darker teas in general.
Yeah. But it's just, hey, every day is different.
Yep.
This is a solid tea, I think, for folks out there who do want to grab this.
Yeah, go check it out at JapaneseGreenTeaIN.com. This is
Domain
a blind test. Well, not a blind test, but this is the first time we've had it on camera, so I am especially happy that it did not suck. This is an enjoyable experience for sure.
It also passed the doesn't suck on TeaDB
criteria. Yeah, which happens like a couple times a year where we blindly bring on something, and it does.
And like afterwards, we're just like, ugh.
They're like, it's like, what did you really think, Denny?
Yeah, I think this was a really great approachable tea. This is a great intro to Japanese green tea. So JapaneseGreenTeaIN.com, check them out. For you weirdos who do want to learn more about tea from us two hooligans and a whole posse of misfits over at TeaDB, check us out, tdb.org. That's teadb.org. That's the email too, so teadborg@gmail.com.
Yeah.
hook us up with some teas that you love that you want us to try on the show. We'll bring them on if they're worthy. I don't know.
Yes.
They're all worthy.
Yeah, and if you have more Japanese green teas, it's a very underrepresented category
Indeed.
on TeaDB.
Indeed. So send them our way. Well, definitely appreciate that. Subscribe down below if you like the video. Like the video if you like the video. Do all the things.
We'll see you guys next
We'll
time.
see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.